Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of American Soccer Quick Kicks. The United States have just won their second group stage match against Australia. Did so fairly comfortable fashion, and I am thrilled. As you might imagine, folks, I don't have anything to say. Let's make this a lively chat. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings, your hot takes. I called this. You can go back and look at my stream. The last video I did just before the World Cup started, it was a couple of videos ago. I predicted 2 group stage wins for the first time in our history. That's exactly what's happened. The U.S. came out. We found out late today, that Pulisic wasn't going to play. Who are we going to slot in? I was kind of thinking Reyna. There seemed to be a lot of speculation that's who it would be. But Pochettino surprised us. He kind of changed the shape a little bit, went with a 2-forward formation, and brought in Pepe and Balogun on the field at the same time with us playing 2 up top. I don't remember the last time we've seen that. I feel like it's been years. Somebody help me out. If there's a time where we at least experimented with that in part of a match sometime recently or under Pochettino, let me know, because nothing's coming to mind for me. But we seem to figure it out fairly quickly. And, of course, the first goal that we get is an own goal, but it is created by our hustle and Balogun's play coming up the left side. And I thought this is not an automatic thing that we could be able to adjust that shape and that formation to something that probably was not trained on very much. I don't know. Pulisic wasn't with the team all week. So, but to be able to make that adjustment like within the tournament and to be able to do so well, I thought was fantastic. So Nathan says Turkey. Yeah, Turkey and Paraguay play tonight. If Paraguay can get just 1 point, if Paraguay draws or wins tonight, the U.S. clinches first place in the group. We've already clinched advancement. We are guaranteed at least second place in the group already. We know we're going to the elimination rounds. If Paraguay can step up for us tonight and do something, then we're going to go ahead and clinch first place with a game to spare. And if that happens, expect heavy rotation in the third game. We'll play our bench. All these guys that are on the yellow cards will probably see minimal time. Nathan, I think you asked me last time, if someone gets their second yellow in the third group stage match, are they serving a suspension in the elimination round? I had said no, that everything gets wiped clean. I was wrong about that. It will be wiped clean after the group stage, but if that accumulation, adds up in that third match, you will serve the suspension in that first elimination round. So hopefully Paraguay does something for us tonight. We can rotate because we ended up taking a lot of yellows today in the second half of the match toward the end. So anybody got any Turkey A predictions? Had someone text me during the game, Turkey A, how about Turkey Boo? I don't know what everybody expected Turkey to be the group favorite coming in. They did not look as strong as we thought they were against Australia. Australia beat them 2-0, and look how we just handled Australia. So maybe Turkey is not who we thought they were. And let's remember, Paraguay has to be better than the way we made them look. So there's a very good chance that Paraguay is going to have it in them to step up tonight. I don't know what's going to happen. They've each played one game, and we don't know if that's like their true selves or if they had bad nights. But I am going to, I don't think there's any reason to despair. There's no reason to think, well, Paraguay's terrible. There's no way. I think there is a way. I'm going to predict a draw. I'm going to say a 0-0 or 1-1 draw, and the U.S. clinches before the night is over. They're playing the late game. They're playing the last game of the night, Turkey A and Paraguay. So make sure that we stay tuned for that. Next Thursday is Turkey Day. Yeah, Thanksgiving might be coming a little bit early this year. That's exactly right. Turkey A is good. Look at y'all with the umlauts and the weird spellings. It's going to be really hard for me to quit saying Turkey. But, we have to remember, Paraguay was the most defensive team in South American qualifying. They beat Argentina. They beat Brazil, both by shutout. They are the same team that we're talking about this current qualification cycle prior to this tournament. So, I think Paraguay has more quality than they were able to show against us. And hopefully they're good enough to get a draw tonight. We'll find out. What do we have? Paraguay has something to prove as well. Exactly right. And I'm going to choose to believe that they're going to show up with their quality tonight. We should all be Paraguay fans tonight. We're all Paraguay fans tonight. If Paraguay can get it done, the U.S. is sitting high. What do we have here? Congrats to USA for getting the clean sheet. When's the last time that happened? I feel like they were telling us in the broadcast. I think it had been, was it more than a year since we'd had a shutout? I don't remember what they said. Brent says, I will only say Turkey and Lorenzo Lamas. Matt was telling me, was referring to Alexi Lalas at halftime as the Lorenzo Lamas guy. I guess he's like the redheaded Lorenzo Lamas. Doug Gray, how many times have you seen a referee go down for injury stoppage? Haven't seen it very often. It kind of looked like he was being treated for a cramp, but like they pointed out, he did like trip or pull something, or he stumbled in some way just as he was making that last like yellow card pull. I don't know, but they do keep alternate refs. They have an alternate ref on standby in case there is an injury. I think maybe the sideline ref comes in. They've got a fourth alternate that can step in, and there's a rotation there. They could have done that if they needed to, but he was down long enough. I thought maybe they were going to go to that alternate ref to close it out. Chase is saying September. That may be right. I don't remember. I think they told us in the broadcast. I don't remember. Folks, this is historic. The U.S. men have never won more than one group stage match in a single World Cup, and we have the possibility of clinching first place tonight. I hope that we do, just because we got a lot of yellow cards now on our team, and it would be great to not have to play them because we're going to need every one of these guys. Tell me, did y'all see any standout performances? Anybody that caught your eye? I thought that early on, the interchange with Dest and McKinney on the right side was fantastic and causing a lot of problems for Australia. And I'm going to give credit to Tim Ream. I don't think we saw him really get burned. They were coming up his side of the field in the second half when they were really starting to press. I don't know why Australia waited so late to really start coming out and coming after us. Could also have been just game state tactic change for us just in the last 20 minutes of the game, choosing to sit deep and just trying to see the game out. I think it was good that we got tested. We were under pressure. It wasn't always easy for us, and we were having to show, I think we learned about ourselves that we can withstand that kind of pressure, and it's going to be important to know that we have that in us. So it was good that I think the silver lining, it's good that we got tested and that we were able to show that we have that. I would obviously have liked to have been able to stay more in control at the end of the match. What was weird for me was how Australia seemed to continue to sit deep, even after being down a goal and even after being down by 2 goals. They still seemed to be slow to kind of come out and play. I'm not sure why they did that. Matt says, let's go. I'm going to make a soccer fan out of Matt. Y'all watch. John Pius says, I believe U.S. And then take us through the second goal. Why were the 4 guys not offside? Okay, I'll try to walk you through that. If I had a freeze frame, if I had time to grab a freeze frame and bring it in as a visual aid, I would do that. Okay, so first of all, there were people offside. There was at least one American offside player there in that moment. But here's the thing. Being in an offside position is not an offside infraction. You can be in an offside position, and as long as you're not involved in the play, then you're not committing an infraction. You could stay there all day long. No one's going to call it. So what you're looking at, the key thing to look at for our second goal is, where was Freeman, the guy who ended up touching the ball and scoring? Where was he relative to the offside line at the moment that last pass was played? And the way it worked out is that you had some Australian defenders trying to get up the field, like they were moving away from their own goal. but they were a step behind. And like, well, one guy I think had his foot up in a running stride, and that foot was enough to keep Freeman onside. And I think the little computerized model thing they showed us later in the game, there was actually another defender on the other side of him who was keeping Freeman on entirely. There were offside players, but they were not the ones involved in the play. Freeman was onside, and so the goal stands. It was the correct call. As soon as they showed the replay, I was like, wait a minute, that looks on. And so I was glad that they were able to reverse it. Later on, I think I had a few people shooting me this during the game. There was a breakaway opportunity for Balogun where he got the ball behind the defense, and he was not, the only reason he was not offside is because he was on his own half of the field. You cannot be offside on your own half of the field. That's why the mid stripe is there in the middle of the pitch. It's also why the sideline refs, who are always moving up and down level, you know where the offside line is by just looking at the sideline ref's position. He's staying on that offside line the whole time, and he will never, or she will never go past midfield, because once a team is on their own half of the field, they're not off. They can't be offside. And so that was why the Balogun play was also a good no call. I had some people asking me about that. I do have videos on my channel. One from a couple years ago explaining the offside rule. Another one from maybe a year ago explaining all the markings on the field. If you go back and look for those, you can watch those, and hopefully I do a good job there in explaining all of that in more detail. Barbecue Chase says no standouts, just everyone playing solid soccer. Loved how the entire team came out to celebrate the second goal. I see this team playing together and playing for each other very well. Whatever Pochettino did, it looked weird to us the whole time here on the outside, but it seems like this group has the right mentality, the right attitude, and the right spirit, and they're all peaking at exactly the right time. It appears that Pochettino pushed all the right buttons, pulled all the right levers, and we've come together very well right on time. Fault second half. I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Explain it to me, Matt. They're chanting Poch's name on the broadcast. Let's go Paraguay. Give Pulisic an opportunity to get healthier. Yeah. It's good that we could not play Pulisic and still come away with the win. Obviously, we're better with him. Maybe if we can clinch tonight, he can rest next week too. If it turns out, we've already clinched advancement, so maybe we don't see him play anyway. The worst that's going to happen here is going to be second place. It's a big difference, though, between first and second. You want to win your group, because in this expanded tournament with 8 third-place teams advancing, if you win your group, you're more likely to draw one of those third-place teams. I think all 8 will play first-place finishers, but of course, there will only be 8 third-place teams, and there's 12 first place. So it's not going to work out everywhere across the board. But if you do win your group, you're in the mix to possibly playing a third-place finisher, which is what you want. Theoretically, that's going to be a weaker opponent, right? So that's going to be a favorable bracket for us. You won't make me a soccer fan because of the second half. All right. You say that, but you just bought Fox One, and you were watching soccer with me the whole time, so you're welcome. If the game was exciting in the second half, for me, was there any goals being scored? No. But what was happening was we were under constant pressure. You're living and dying on every touch of the play. Were we going to be able to hold on? Was Australia going to be able to unlock our defense? Were we going to have the right people scramble at the right time, not commit a foul in the box, with the results all up in the air, and our own history of blowing things late in matches? To me, there was plenty of tension there. There was absolutely nothing boring about it. But, I'm going to work on you, Matt. I'm going to get you there. I feel like we're halfway there already. You don't have to deny it. Look within yourself. It's okay. John, what I like was with the second goal, how we fought to actually get that free kick by the goal line with Dest and someone else. They fought to get that kick. Yeah, working hard. Don't ever give up on the play. You never know what it's going to lead to. What do we have here? Doug, I love this chat. Y'all keep it going. Brent, Matt Brent is better than most second halves. I saw the Cowboys play last season. Come on over to football. I tell you, I have never seen the U.S. look better than we did in the first half against Paraguay. That was possibly the best we have ever been. It's frustrating that Pulisic we only got 45 minutes of Pulisic, which I think that was easily the best I've ever seen him play for the United States. And he disappears at halftime. We knew he had a calf injury. I think I just found out today that the injury came in the pregame warmups last week from a teammate. He accidentally took a kick from a teammate in warmups, and it ended up benching him at halftime, and he missed today. That is so frustrating because he's 27 years old. He's our marquee player. This is the World Cup of his career prime years. And if this is something that's going to end up keeping him out of the action, that's going to be so aggravating. So he's going to be on the wrong side of 30 by the time we do this again in 4 years. So I absolutely hope that it's not that bad, and that he was kept out in an abundance of caution, and the fact that we can win without him is only a good thing. I'm going to trust that it can't possibly be that serious if it happened just during warmups. I mean, they don't go that hard in warmups. What the heck happened? All right, Matt. All right, Matt. That's 2 yellow cards for you. You're going to have to serve a suspension in the elimination rounds. Let's see what we have here. What happens when we get him back? What happens when we get Pulisic back? Well, he's going to play. I think he'll play on the left wing, and we'll go back to that 3-back system with a single striker. I think Balogun deserves to keep that job as the single striker. That's what I predict anyway. Y'all have any more thoughts? I'm just happy, just celebrating, kick back, enjoy it. This is already on track we're right on track, okay, to have our best World Cup ever. We just had our best group stage ever. Our best finish, for those that might not know, we did reach the quarterfinals in a smaller field. We played, there was a field of 32, where when you come out of group stage, you're already you're in a round of 16. You got 1 round of elimination before the quarterfinals. We won that game, that first elimination game in 2002. It was against Mexico, and that put us in the quarterfinals of the 2002 World Cup, where we played Germany, and we played them very tough. We probably should have gone to penalty kicks to determine the game. As it is, we lost by 1 goal, but we had an obvious defender handball right at the goal line that should have given us a penalty kick, and most assuredly a goal there. Anyway, we got done wrong by the ref in that game, but we did reach the quarterfinals in 2002. That's where I'm setting the bar this year. I want the quarterfinals. And because of the expanded field, that means we have to win 2 elimination games to reach the quarterfinals. That's the baseline. Quarterfinals. That's where I'm putting it. And I feel like this team is playing really, really well. Bring it on. I haven't been trying to track it. If y'all have any information on who our likely first elimination round opponent could be, let me know. I saw a graphic that came up in this past week, but before this match was played, that someone was figuring out, and it seemed like the likely candidates for our first elimination round opponent would be either Bosnia, Iran, Egypt, or Belgium or Canada, all depending on the various factors. If y'all know anything more, if anything's coming more into focus, let me know, because I haven't seen it yet. Let me see here. Same, thrilled with form through match day 2. Pulisic did not look depressed or discouraged when he was on camera. Yeah, although sideline reporting was saying that he was very positive and was vocal in his leadership on the sideline. He's not known for being a vocal leader. So to hear that was happening, I can't say I really saw it. That's very encouraging. It says a lot about, I think, the mindset and the spirit of this team, and how they're there for each other. Don't play Balogun the next match. Let Pepe start. Good point. Balogun did pick up a yellow. I think anybody that's on a yellow, you have to think about that. And if we can clinch tonight, don't play any of them, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if you're referencing playing Pepe. I mean, it's not a bad call. Anyway, folks, I got to get out of here. Celebrate this. Enjoy it. USA. We've two group stage matches at the same time. I mean, in the same tournament. That is historic for us. And I can't be happier. I love the way we're playing. It's not just that we won; it's that the way we're looking and the way we're playing and the opportunities that we are creating and how solid our back line has been so far. Will Turkey be the bigger test? Who knows? I've got to go. Thank you, everybody, for the active chat. Go USA. We're all Paraguay fans tonight. I will talk to you next time.